Others, my name is Siobhan and I'd like to welcome you to experience conservation in action. Now, I'm a passionate nature lover and I'm assuming because you're all here and you're curious to discover more about our diverse and fascinating country, and I'd like to introduce a fellow nature lover to help guide us along our journey.
Hello, my name is Callum and I'm also excited to introduce you to some of our unique animals today. But before we begin, Siobhan and I would like to invite you all to join us on taking a moment to appreciate one of the best things that the Aussie bush has to offer. And all you have to do is take a nice, big, deep, very dramatic breath. Are you ready?
just breathed in oxygen. Very well done, everyone. Now, this oxygen has been provided by the beautiful trees surrounding us. This is just one of the free gifts that our ecology offers, and it supports all creatures that call Australia home.
Iconic creatures like Blinky-billed koala, who lives up in the old gum tree, to Skippy the bush kangaroo, who rests in the shade beneath it. You may have already met some of these animals out in the park today.
These famous characters are just the beginning, and they belong to a fascinating family tree of animals that's unique to our island continent called the marsupials. Now, marsupials are mammals that are born really small and need to climb up into their mother's pouch, which is where they live until they're too big for mum to carry, just like Sammy, our little squirrel glider.
Gliders like Sammy are a colony animal. They like to live in a small family group that called the tree hollows their home. When we are brushing our teeth and we're getting ready to snuggle up in bed, this is the time when Sammy and his friends are getting ready to come out and play. And they have a pretty extraordinary way of travelling around in Moonlight. Now I'm going to take a guess as to how you may have arrived here at Moonlight today. I'm going to say you've probably got here by car, by bus. Maybe some of you are lucky enough to live close enough to be able to walk. Well, Sammy and his friends, they're into some pretty extreme sports. And we're going to see if Sammy would like to show off his extreme sport of choice for us today. But of course he has to have his dramatic pause first. He likes to pose for photos. Yes, you're very cute, Sammy. We all agree. Ready, bud? Okay. Sometimes the first one takes a little bit of a warm-up. You like to do a dramatic pause. Are you ready? Oh, he's into skydiving. The gliders will use the trees as a platform to launch themselves off as they gracefully glide to surrounding branches, which they do in search of their supper, consisting of insects, pollen and nectar for the bees. They are able to perform these amazing acrobatics thanks to a built-in parachute, which consists of a gliding membrane reaching from his front paws to his back paws. So when he jumps, keep an eye out. He looks like a funny kite or like a nice fuzzy blanket. Squirrel gliders in the wild, they will be able to travel distances of up to 90 metres between the trees. And they always land exactly where they intend to, thanks to the use of their long, fluffy tails, which they use as a rudder to steer. However, Sammy was born a little bit differently. Ready, Sammy? He can't straighten it out, which means he's got no steering or control over where he goes. So he is limited to the smaller glides that you see here on stage today, but that definitely doesn't stop this little guy from wanting to show off.
Ready, Sammy?
Good boy. Now, squirrel gliders in Victoria. What you doing, bud? Did you get distracted? Squirrel gliders in Victoria, they are considered a threatened species. The main issue that they face is loss of suitable trees. What are you doing, bud?
Can I sit down?
That they use for sleeping in during the daytime, and the loss of these same trees that they use to find their food. Are you coming down?
Squirrel.
Yeah, there's the treats. There.
Sammy?
On my hand, not on my shoulder.
Glide into the sky.
Us humans, we use the trees in our daily lives and even to build our own homes. So we often forget about our wild animals like Sammy that need the trees just as much as we do. Amazingly though, there is something we can all do to help, and it's really simple. When I go to the supermarket, I choose to purchase recycled paper products like recycled toilet paper. It's as simple as grabbing a different package, a different brand to what you're used to, but it can make a world of difference to our wildlife. Not just for gliders like Sammy, but for many of our other species as well. And by us making this small yet very effective change in our daily lives, we can ensure we're leaving the beautiful old growth trees for Sammy and his family so that they have somewhere safe to snuggle back up in at the end of a long night.
Yeah. Come on, Sammy. Yeah.
Now, while Sammy can be pretty easily seen as he glides, I want to send you on a Spanish way on stage. We had a few, maybe? Well, for those who haven't quite spotted him yet, let me introduce you to Charlie.
Charlie?
Boy.
Oh.
Now, is a very clever bird because he doesn't need to go to the supermarket. Charlie actually gets his Uber Eats home delivered. Now Charlie's here, he is a tawny longmouth. And behind his yellow, you see on the inside of his mouth, actually acts as a bright neon sign that a moth could never resist. You might have even seen some of these birds hanging out around your houses, taking full advantage of the buffet that the porch light offers. And with so many nighttime insects flying around, it is all you can eat. But Charlie doesn't have the really sharp talons that an owl has to catch his food. Instead, he uses that enormous beak to scoop up whatever is there for the taking. To help him with this, he's got some very funky feathers all along the top of his beak there that actually act like motion sensors. And they help him to detect the wing beats of insects right as they fly past his face. So all he has to do is sit on a branch and wait for his dinner to get delivered to him. But in nature, there is a genius solution for every problem. And it's Charlie's job to fake it until he makes it. He has got a very cool trick that he uses out in the wild that actually helps him to survive, that I'm sure he's going to be very excited to show off today. Alright Charlie, are we ready? Ta-da! Tawny frogmouths do absolutely nothing. But as you can see, they are pretty good at it. Now, if you have a look at his magnificent feathers, you'll see just how easy it is for him to blend in with his surroundings. And that is his fun party trick. It's actually a vanishing act. So all he has to do is close his eyes, stretch his body up nice and straight and hold really, really still, and he will magically disappear. He's a bit of a magician, but this is really useful if there is a predator out and about, because it means Charlie can effortlessly blend himself in with his environment by looking like an extension of a branch or even a little bit of tree bark. But he's got one more trick up his sleeve that he's going to show you from his other favourite perch over here. Can you stand on this perch, Charlie? Good boy. Alright, are we ready to show off again? Yep, he has nothing over here as well. Good boy, Charlie. Now, while it is Charlie's job to blend in, some of our other animals are all about the bling. While some animals like Charlie are doing not very much, others prefer to show off their flair. Arriving with
look at him.
wherever they go.
What's that?
He may look like a bag of flying marshmallows, but he's full of surprises. So as Alinda the big cockatoo flies overhead, keep your eyes out for the striking colours of an Australian sunset. What are you doing, bud? Did you drop some food? You can't miss any treats. It's very good. Now, whilst many of our Aussie animals like to use the hollows of eucalyptus trees to snuggle up to go to sleep in each night, like Sammy the glider, cockatoos instead use the branches and the leaves for their safety and protection, and they use the hollows as their nursery, where they build their nests, lay their eggs, and wait very patiently for their chicks to hatch. Aww. On one day, Ali's like, I know what's going on. But for Alinda and his mate to find that hollow to start his family, he faces a big challenge. Oh, it's very windy today, isn't it, buddy? That's a big challenge.
I want water.
If you think our real estate market is tough, you should try talking to our wildlife. There is extreme competition amongst parrots, possums and gliders for that perfect hollow. And to make it even more challenging, it can take up to 150 years for those trees to grow so big to develop that much needed multi-purpose home. Imagine if we had to wait that long just to go into our homes. But for all nature lovers here, roll one again, buddy. With your help in using recycled paper products like recycled toilet paper, what can they do, Alinda? I need you here. What's going on nearly to the rest? Hard to do it, Louise. What can they do to help out? Can they turn it around for our wildlife by using recycled paper products? Good boy. Australia is known as land of the parrot because we're home to some pretty cool birds. Out of all the unique and interesting parrot species, we are lucky today to be joined by one of the most beautiful, and I think he might be the greatest handsome. However, Alinta is a double threat. He not only has the beauty, he has the brains to match. Cockatoos are known for being incredibly intelligent. They are good at problem solving, great at directions, and fantastic at remembering where important resources are, like food, water, nesting sites, and of course the treats we have hidden around stage, with which I'll eat today. They are also big social butterflies. As cockatoos travel across the landscape, they will keep in constant contact with each other, with screeches and squawks and chatter and chortles. One extra talent that parrots have is that they can mimic human speech. So to say that Alinta is a cheeky bird is a massive understatement. He loves to show off. Do you want to show off? Yeah, you want to show off? Good boy. He can twirl like a beautiful ballerina. He even has the pink tutu to match. Good twirling, buddy. And he knows he's got something really special that he has, but no one else has got. Alinta, what have you got that none of us do? He has wings. Good boy. Should we do that again over here? I'm not ready, I've got to get a treat. What have you got? Good boy. And being such a smarty pants, he can wave goodbye. He knows his purpose. Such a gentleman. You wave goodbye over here. Oh, you can wave goodbye. And most importantly for a show star, he knows that it's his turn to leave the stage.
Look, mouse is still there.
Picking around over there.
Yes.
But isn't it amazing how all of these trees provide our animals with everything they need, not only to survive, but to thrive. And they provide us with the fresh, crisp air that we all breathe. There are so many things that we can do to give back to nature.
I may have already mentioned it a couple of times, but I always like to use recycled paper products.
That is such a good thing to do. And I really like bringing my keep cup with me wherever I go.
Siobhan and I also love to garden, just like the green space we have around us, and you can do something similar at home as well by planting native trees and shrubs.
If you take a look over to your left, you'll see a magnificent eucalyptus tree. Now, let's say that this tree represents all the other trees here in Australia. It has several hollows that many of our creatures call home, but that's not all it does. It offers food for possums, koalas, birds, insects and flying foxes, provides sanctuary and shelter for dingoes, kangaroos and lots of other animals trying to escape the harsh environments of Australia. And on a sunny day just like today, we can all take advantage of its generous shade as well.
You can help save the life source of our ecosystem, and you've already made a start. Just by being here today, you are helping us in our vital work to ensure that conservation can continue to equal action.
We would like to thank you for coming along and visiting your Moonlight sanctuary today, and we invite you to head back out into the park, explore some more nature and discoveries, or you're more than welcome to grab a quick photo with Charlie up the back of the show arena. Otherwise, we'll see you all again next time to continue on our journey.
Thank you. Thank you.
subscribe to my channel and click the button below. Okay, see you next time.